60 years before the United States declared independence, 1,000 pirates built a democracy on a small island in the Bahamas. No king, no taxes, no laws but the ones they voted on. They called it the Republic of Pirates. Most history books leave it out. It lasted 12 years. You were 19 the year it ended. This is what it was actually like, rank by rank, to live in the freest city the New World had ever seen. You arrived with nothing. You watched it burn. Rank 1, the newcomer. You are 19. You jumped your merchant ship in Boston in November of 1715. You worked the docks for 2 months. You stole a knife and a wool coat. You signed onto a sloop heading south as a deckhand. The sloop made landfall at Nassau in January of 1716. You stepped onto the dock with nothing but the clothes you were wearing. The first thing you notice is the smell. Roasting meat, rum, tar, salt water, sweat, 200 small fires burning along the beach. No one cleans anything. The second thing you notice is that no one stops you. There is no port officer, no customs, no royal magistrate asking your name or your business. You walk into Nassau, and Nassau does not care. This will become the most important fact of your life. The town is small. One main street made of crushed shell. Maybe 200 wooden buildings, half of them taverns. The fort at the harbor entrance has been abandoned by the British for 3 years. Pirates use it as a powder magazine. The harbor itself is full of ships. You count 38 on your first morning. Some are sloops, some are brigs. 2 are captured Spanish merchants being refitted. 1 is a French frigate with its flag still flying. The pirates have not bothered to take it down. You ask a passing sailor whose town this is. He laughs. He says it is yours, mate. Everybody's town is everybody's town here. You sleep on the beach the first 3 nights. You eat boiled crab and stolen ship's biscuit. You drink rum out of a tin cup someone leaves on the sand near you. On the 4th day, a tall man in a faded blue coat sits down beside you. He has a scar across his throat and an easy smile. He asks if you can read. You say yes. He says good. Then you eat tonight. His name is Benjamin Hornigold. He is the closest thing Nassau has to a leader. This will turn out to matter. You sign on to Hornigold's sloop the same evening. The articles are read aloud to you on the beach in front of 40 other men. You vote yes on every article. So does every other man. The lowest rank in Nassau is the newcomer. You are paid 1/2 share when the ship takes a prize. You sleep on the deck the first month. You eat what the rest of the crew eats. You vote in every decision the crew makes. The half share is more than you have made in your entire life. The vote's more than any sailor on a merchant ship has ever had. You go on your first raid in March of 1716, a small Spanish merchant out of Havana. The ship surrenders before a shot is fired. You help carry barrels of sugar and casks of rum back across the planks. You take nothing for yourself except a small brass compass off the captain's table. The compass does not work. The needle is bent. You keep it anyway. You will keep it for the rest of your life. Nassau in 1716 is not a hideout. Nassau is a city. It has shops, blacksmiths, a baker, a pair of dentists, a whorehouse with its own constitution. 3 women run that constitution and the men obey it because if they do not, the women vote them out. In London, the British Admiralty has been receiving reports about Nassau for 2 years. They have not yet decided what to do. They will decide soon. You have 2.5 years left. Rank 2. The crew member, you are 20. You sleep in a hammock now, in a small wooden house you rent for £1 a month. The house has a window that looks out over the harbor. You eat at the same long tables as captains. You are paid 1 full share when a prize is taken. You have been on 6 raids. You have killed 2 men. You do not count them yet. The taverns of Nassau are where everything happens. The Old Avery is the biggest, a long, low building near the docks with 3 open doorways and a roof that lifts off when a hurricane comes. Inside, every captain in Nassau has a regular table. Edward Teach drinks at the corner table. He has not yet started growing the beard he will become famous for. He is friendly and quick to laugh. Charles Vane drinks in the back. He is the angriest man in Nassau. He has not yet captained his own ship. Calico Jack Rackham is a regular too, working as quartermaster for Vane. You will know all of them by their first names within a year. Anne Bonny does not arrive until later. She is still in South Carolina, still married to her first husband, still a year away from running away. Mary Read is in the Netherlands, still a soldier in the Dutch army, still passing for a man. Bartholomew Roberts is 24 years old this year. He is the third mate on a slave ship out of Bristol. He has not yet become anyone. Everyone who will define the golden age of piracy is alive right now. Most of them are within 100 miles of you. None of them know each other yet. You become close to a free black man named Samuel who arrived in Nassau 3 years before you. He was born enslaved in Barbados. He escaped on a Spanish prize when he was 16. He now captains a small fishing skiff out of Nassau Harbor. Samuel tells you that 1 out of every 3 men in Nassau is black. Most are escaped slaves. Some were freed by the pirates after their slave ships were captured. In Nassau, race does not determine your share of a prize. Only your work does. This is true nowhere else in the Atlantic in 1716. You make your first real money this year. After a successful raid on a French merchant near Hispaniola, your share is £112. That is more than a Royal Navy sailor earns in 3 years. You spend it in 1 week. Most of it goes to rum and a new coat and a Spanish silver chain you wear around your neck. The rest you lose at dice to a man named Stede Bonnet. Stede Bonnet is wearing silk stockings and a powdered wig in the middle of a Caribbean tavern. Nobody knows what he is doing here. He owns a sugar plantation in Barbados worth £400 a year, and he gave it up to become a pirate. The pirates call him the gentleman pirate. They call him this to his face. He thinks it is a compliment. In London, a man named Woodes Rogers writes a letter to the British Admiralty. Rogers is a privateer. He has fought Spanish ships in the Pacific. He has a reputation for getting things done. He proposes himself as the new governor of the Bahamas. He proposes ending Nassau. The Admiralty agrees. This decision is made in December of 1716. You will not learn about it for 16 months. Rank 3. The quartermaster's aide. You are 21. The quartermaster on a pirate ship is more powerful than the captain. The captain decides where to sail. The quartermaster decides everything else. Discipline. Distribution of prizes. Disputes between crewmen. The quartermaster is elected by the men. The captain is elected too, but the quartermaster outranks him in every matter that is not combat. You are now the aide to Hornigold's quartermaster, a man named Israel Hands. Israel Hands will become Edward Teach's first mate within a year. For now, he is teaching you the books. You learn to read a Spanish navigation chart. You learn the inventory system the pirates use to track shares. You learn the writing system the captains use to communicate between ships without the British understanding them. You also learn how Nassau actually runs. There is no formal government, but there is a captain's council that meets at the Old Avery once a month. The 11 most senior captains attend. They argue, they vote, they decide. You are too junior to attend. But Israel Hands tells you everything afterward. The council debates one issue more than any other, whether to accept a royal pardon. The British have been quietly offering pardons to individual pirates for 2 years. The offer is simple. Surrender your ship and your share. Swear loyalty to the king. Receive forgiveness for past crimes. Most pirates refuse on principle. A few accept and disappear. Hornigold himself takes the pardon in December of 1717. He is the first major captain to do it. The council is furious. Some men call him a traitor. Hornigold tells you before he leaves Nassau that he has been doing this for 23 years and he is tired. He says the British are coming. He says you should think about your own pardon. You tell him you will think about it. You will not. Not yet. Edward Teach takes over what was Hornigold's crew. He grows the beard for the first time. He starts braiding lit slow match into it for battle. He sails for the Carolinas. You do not see Edward Teach again. The next time you hear his name, he is called Blackbeard and the Royal Navy has put a price on his head. This is November of 1717. You have one more good year. You captain your first prize in May of 1718, a small Spanish brig taken without a fight. You are given the rank of prize master and ordered to sail her back to Nassau with a skeleton crew. You make port at Nassau in early June. The harbor is wrong. Half the ships that were there a month ago are gone. The Old Avery is half empty. The men still in town are quieter than you have ever seen them. Israel Hands finds you on the docks. He says the new governor is coming. The Royal Navy is coming with him. 3 weeks, maybe 4. You sit down on a wooden crate. You feel your stomach turn. You ask Israel what he is going to do. He says, I am going to find Edward Teach. He is in North Carolina. You ask him what you should do. He says that is for you to decide. Woodes Rogers will arrive at Nassau on July 26, 1718. He will bring 7 Royal Navy warships and the King's pardon. Every man and woman in Nassau will have to choose. Accept the pardon and stay, or refuse the pardon and run. Most will accept, a few will fight. You have 8 weeks to decide. Rank 4, captain of your own vessel. You are 22. The captain's council, what is left of it, elects you to command a small sloop named the West Wind. The sloop has 14 guns and a crew of 38 men. You captain her for 7 weeks. You take 3 small prizes in those 7 weeks. The takings are smaller than they used to be. Merchant ships are traveling in convoys now, with Royal Navy escorts. The easy years are over. The captain's council meets for the last time on July 15, 1718. 11 captains attend. 5 want to accept the pardon. 4 want to fight. 2 want to flee. Charles Vane gives a speech that night. He says the Republic was the only place in the world that ever belonged to ordinary men. He says he will not surrender it. He says any man who accepts the pardon is no longer his brother. You vote to accept the pardon. You vote this with your eyes open. You vote this knowing what you are losing. You will not be alone in this vote. 6 other captains vote with you. Calico Jack Rackham votes with Vane to refuse. Stede Bonnet refuses too. He will hang within 5 months. You go back to your small wooden house that night. You sit at the window that looks out over the harbor. You take out the small brass compass with the bent needle. You hold it in your palm. You are 22 years old. The freest city in the world is about to be taken from you, and you have just agreed to let it happen. The night before Rogers arrives, Charles Vane sets fire to a captured French ship in Nassau Harbor. He uses it as a fire ship and breaks out past the incoming British fleet. Vane and Calico Jack and about 100 men sail north into open ocean. You watch from the dock. The harbor is lit orange and gold for 2 hours. You can hear Vane's men cheering as they pass through the channel. Samuel stands beside you on the dock. He is not going with Vane. He has chosen the pardon too. Samuel says that was the last time anyone will see the Republic alive. You say nothing. You both watch the French ship burn to the waterline. Rank 5, Defender of Nassau. This is not what you expected. You expected to defend the Republic with cannons and cutlasses. Instead, you defend it by signing your name to a piece of paper on a wooden table in the fort. Woodes Rogers himself watches you sign. He is older than you expected. Sicker too, he has fought malaria for years. His hands shake when he stamps your pardon with the royal seal. He asks for your real name. You give him the name you have not used for 3 years. You are now legally a citizen of the British Empire. Your past is officially forgotten. The next 6 months are strange. Rogers governs Nassau the way a man governs a town that no longer wants him. He rebuilds the fort. He sets up a customs office. He appoints a magistrate. You sell your sloop the West Wind to a fisherman. You take the money and you open a small chandlery, a shop that sells rope and sailcloth and ships biscuit to honest sailors. You marry a free black woman named Esther in 1719. She was born in Nassau under the Republic. She is the daughter of a quartermaster who died in a raid before you arrived. She knows what you used to be. She married you anyway. You hear about the others in pieces over the years. Blackbeard dies at Ocracoke in November of 1718. 4 months after Rogers takes Nassau. Stede Bonnet hangs at Charlestown in December of 1718. 5 months after Rogers takes Nassau. Charles Vane is captured in 1719, tried at Port Royal, hanged in 1721. Anne Bonny and Mary Read are tried in 1720. You read about them in a Boston newspaper. You recognize neither name, but you cry when you read the verdict. Bartholomew Roberts dies at Cape Lopez in February of 1722. The newspaper says the golden age of piracy has ended. You think about it for 3 days. You decide the golden age ended in July of 1718. The day you signed your name in the fort. The newspaper just took 4 years to notice. You die in Nassau in 1768. You are 71 years old. You spent your life running a chandlery on the same street where you used to drink in the old Avery. You raised 4 children. You buried Esther in 1763. You lived alone for the last 5 years. None of your children ever knew what you used to be. The British Empire that absorbed Nassau in 1718 has now ruled the town for 50 years. The streets are paved. The fort is rebuilt. There is a magistrate who comes from London once a year. The old Avery burned down in 1741. They built a customs office where it used to stand. The day you die, your oldest son is going through a small wooden chest you kept beside your bed for 52 years. Inside the chest there is one item, a small brass compass with a bent needle. It does not work. It has never worked. You did not keep it because it worked. You took it from a Spanish merchant captain in 1716. You were 19 years old. You did not know why you took it. You kept it for 52 years. You never told anyone why before the mast. Next time. The day Blackbeard died. Ocrachoke Inlet, 1718. Subscribe. The tide is turning.